Grand Rising, my lovely Vigilant owls. Happy Moon Day. I forgot this was in the frame, but I'm going to be smoking it while we're here. But anywho, how are you guys? I hope your Monday isn't starting off too rough, because it is officially the last day of Mercury Retrograde and the government running out of money, but I digress. I think they fixed it. I don't know. Something always happening, like always. Anyway, quick announcements. My readings. I know it gets repetitive, but I gotta say it. New people don't know everything. A lot of people are in the Visual Owls group. Some people came from TikTok, so I have to say it. Just saying. So my readings, I have two readings. One is called Owl Sight. That's $25, and that's a full reading where I dive into your shadow work or inner child or anything general you want to know, mundane wise or spiritual wise. And then I have another one that I recently added because it was getting really popular on TikTok, called Owl Checkups, where I just do a quick little mini read on what's currently happening in your path, like if you just have one question or if you just need some quick advice. You can also use it for a quick shadow work check-in reading, but for shadow work, I don't really suggest doing an owl checkup, especially if you ask me one question about your shadow work and then you want to dive in deeper. It's just best to get a full reading on it, because just getting a mini reading and you don't know how to just take, because some people need like the entire book versus one chapter. That's kind of why. But yeah, that's about it. And if you aren't in the Vigilant Owls group, I do really want you guys to join, because that's where I do post a lot of more motivational stuff. And you can ask questions and reach out to me better than just constantly watching my videos if you have like questions that you can't, ask during the reading because it's pre-recorded. So yeah, just that's it. I got my coffee here. Yeah, it ramps up my anxiety and it's technically a drug, but you know what? It's legal. Anyway, so my lovely Vigilant Owls, for your inner child weekly reading for the collective, I'm gonna call it the collective divine child. You have perception. A lot of illusions of what possibly you thought you wanted or what you were working towards are changing, especially with this butterfly here in the picture, where she's kind of like looking around her gardens like, do I even want this planet here anymore? Do I want these seeds that I planted anymore? I don't know. But it depends on how you want to perceive things, your perception in it. Sometimes we're stuck in kind of a lack mentality loop that we have to catch ourselves in, because sometimes we would look around at what we have, and instead of being grateful or having gratitude for the full garden we already have, we look around and go, I don't have flowers, I don't have strawberries, I don't have this, I don't have that. Well, you got an apple tree, you got blueberries growing, you got zucchini, make a salad. Because if you keep saying, I don't have this, I don't have this, then you forget what you do have, and then you forget to tend to it. So this perception card is really asking within your heart chakra, really balance out your perception. Where do you find yourself constantly saying, I don't have this, I'm lacking this? And flip that mentality. Yes, trust me, it's way easier said than done. I never said that this was an easy task, but knowing where your first steps are going to be is the first step to change. And the angel number we have is 816. Um, 816, 8 plus 16, 7. Yes, I'm doing ADHD math. Don't mind me. 14, 15. So that'll come down to a 6, which, again, balance. Look at that, the 6th chakra. The heart. Right? Wait. No, that's the 4th chakra. I don't know where I got this. I don't understand. Okay, because I'm thinking the balance and 666 equals the heart chakra. That's why. Anyway, my math gets all razzled. Don't mind me. But yeah, balancing out these perspectives. And the angel number that I got pulled to write down the most, 816 is a message that the angels are helping you to clear away and heal any concerns, anxieties, and limiting belief patterns you may have in regards to your material and monetary issues. Let go of your fears. Let go of your fears and allow abundance to freely enter your life. Trust that you deserve good things and expect and accept divine blessings in your life. Look at that, the phone's ringing. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm not picking it up. But enjoy the tune, because I'm not grabbing it. Spirit. Last day of Mercury retrograde. Last day. I understand there's a shadow period, but the intensity of it is going away. I know some people like going, oh, we're gods, we can transcend this. Listen, y'all, like I posted on Facebook, if you follow me on Facebook, just because you're a god doesn't mean you don't have to pay rent. You need to understand that in this human body we're in, you're still going to get affected by the elements. What makes you God is the fact that you don't let it run you ragged, and you know how to balance yourself out when things like this happens. That doesn't mean you just ignore it, because you ignoring it isn't solving the problem. Okay, just anyway. Question of the week. How good will I allow myself to feel? What in my life needs tending? Those are the questions to focus on, possibly meditate on for the rest of the week regarding your inner child. If the collective does not resonate with you, the elements of fire, earth, air, and water placements will also be following this video to see if your inner child needs to align with more of the element part of itself, or the just source in general. So this is more of like source. This video is source, and then the elements I do is what element you possibly need to balance out at this time. So that's why I say water placements, fire placements, things like that, because I don't want you to keep programming or keep accepting the program that I'm only my sun sign, when that's not the truth. You have your tropical natal chart, you have your Vedic natal chart, and you have your draconic. You have your ego, which is the tropical. You have the Vedic, which is, I wouldn't say spirit, or how your spirit works through Vedic. And draconic is how your soul expresses itself through the other two. So if you constantly have a particular loop that's going on emotionally that just can't get off, you might want to look at your draconic astrology, that type of thing. Okay, anyway, enough with that quick astrology lesson. All right, okay, so I'm gonna pull the rest of the cards, and then I'll read the story that goes with this. And the spread that I'm going to be doing is how to align with this mind, body, and soul. There's also another spread I want to do that I'm going to call Divine Parenting, but I don't know exactly where I'm going to fit it in on my schedule. I was going to do it here, but I didn't really have that much energy to do that big ass reading. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll add it to Patreon. Now that I think about it, my Patreon has been really idle this entire time. But anyway, what does the collective of the Vigilant Owls need to align with their divine inner childs, with the divine, the collective divine child? I like calling it the divine child. I'm trying to fit the entire like collective into that. But at the same time, my Vigilant Owls are their own collective, because we are all aware that we are gods of our own personal universes. So, realistically, the Owl Collective, to be exact. Mind, body, and soul. I'm not taking all those. I refuse. Okay. I could take 2. Oh, come. You know what? We're going with the well. I'm not taking. Fine. They keep saying take it. Fine. I hate. Gosh. Y'all need a lot of advice. Alright. Let me move this over just a tiny bit so I can see everything. Alright. So, mind-wise, we already knew. Death came out. A huge transformation. Take this time. Take these lessons. If you've been paying attention to Mercury Retrograde, that's why I said, do not ignore Mercury Retrograde. Just because you are a god, there's always room for improvement. Do not let the god complex stop your growth. You can't let your ego or just your mind in general get consumed with it being a god, because you're gonna end up missing some important lessons that is being shown to you in these cycles. Down here, we still have to go through cycles until we transition. So, that being said, mind-wise, a lot of mindsets that possibly you aren't really catching of yourself needs to be able to change. In order for you to grow and really see how the king here, see how the kids here are dying. Let me see here. The king here, he transitioned. King I would consider kind of the ego-ish. And now the queen here, queen of the solar plexus here, is begging for her children's lives and things like that. Like, once death comes, you gotta transition. You gotta change. That doesn't mean physical death. Metaphorically, I'm speaking figuratively. Things need to change. I saw a guillotine. Or heads are gonna roll. That's basically what they're saying. You gotta learn how to balance out being the student and the teacher. For a long time, I even want to be like kind of a quote-unquote teacher in a sense. I always wanted to be stuck a student, to be honest, but Spirit's like, you can't hold on to knowledge forever. So you're gonna have to, you can't always just be taking notes. You gotta eventually share some things. So everyone is a teacher, everyone is a student. Either you lead by example, you teach by your stories and things of that nature. I'm going on a tangent, don't mind me. But mind-wise, intense transformations are gonna have to be made in order to balance out your perception and have a more fulfilling experience, especially in your godhood, because it's very lonely being God. It is hence why changing your perception sometimes from I'm a god. Okay, cool. That's why changing your perception to I'm a god to I'm coexisting with the universe, at least, to kind of stop that loneliness feeling. Moving on. Body. Page of Swords. You're not listening to your body. You're not listening to your body. You're being stubborn, or you're kind of, for instance, I was meditating and I was really frustrated with myself because usually I get visions and I could see like what spirit wants me to tell me, and then my spirit team came and said, we talk to you in many different forms than just speaking or pictures. Listen to your body, see what it's telling you. And that's kind of what you're ignoring. Your body speaks to you all the time. Sometimes, especially with your intuition, your body will know something's off before your mind has time to process it. So, for instance, if you come across someone with a very awful spirit, immediately you start feeling anxious, or you get really tired, or suddenly you get really irritable, but you still talking to them because everyone's like, oh, they're so nice, they're so cool, and like something in you is just like, no, there's something wrong. That's your body saying, hey, no, get away. And you're ignoring that, and you're wondering why you're so tired, you're wondering why you're so drained, you're wondering why you don't have peace, because you're ignoring your body. Your body is literally fighting off psychic attacks, and you're not listening. You're not listening. That's why you could proclaim your God and still be broke and not be able to pay your bills, because you're not listening to your body. You're not listening to the everything around you. Yes, your mind is God, but your mind is also connected to your body right now, and the body is earth. And what is your body stepping on? Physical earth. You have to be connected with the earth. You have to be connected with these energies. If anyone listens to C. Freemanel, he said in one of his lectures, well, he says it all the time, how everyone likes quoting, I'm all and nothing. Well, you're connected to everything, and you're attached to nothing. Meaning, that doesn't mean you just detach from this physical plane. You understand there's a connection there, but you don't have to be so consumed with the world, but you need to be aware of it too. You can't just discard it, because that sets you up for failure too. I know it's cool to say I don't care about what's physically going on. I know it's cool in the occult world to say it's just programming. It's just this. I understand. But listen. It's all good and dandy until it happens to someone you know. It's all good and dandy until something happened with your mama. It's all good and dandy until something happened with your sister. It's all good and dandy until it happens to your friends. So be that guardian angel to them at least, and be aware what's happening so you can forewarn them. Even if they don't listen, at least you know that you told them in advance. And does that mean you have to go off and constantly give off your energy? No. But you being not aware of something is how you get blindsided. And with the soul here, you have temperance. Be patient with yourself as well. These changes aren't going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time, whether it takes hours, days, weeks, months, whatever your pace is. Yes, it's annoying to say divine timing, but it's actually true. Since time is an illusion, guess what's in play? Divine timing. Divine timing. You will not come into your own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding until it is the right time for you to do so, until it's time for it to click. Does that mean that something outside of you is controlling that? No. That just means that you will come into your own understanding in your own time, because time isn't real. So since time isn't real, you come into your own understanding in your own time. Do not beat yourself up because you feel like the spiritual, conscious, occult stuff is a race. It's not. It's nowhere close to a race. You don't see the trees competing with each other to grow. When have you seen a tree yell at another tree, hey, I bet I can grow faster than you. I bet I can go. You never see that. You never hear that. Even if you talk to trees, you don't hear that. All right. And the advice here, you have the well, which is 48, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 3. Power of 3, mind, body, and soul. The reason why I get power of 3 is because charms. I never got into charms, but for some reason that particular saying is just stuck in my man brain. The power of 3 will set you free. Mind, body, and soul being aligned. And then you have the clinging, 33. That breaks down to 3. And then you have excess, which is 28. That breaks down to a 10, which is 1. So that's 6, 7. All these equal to 7. Look at that, 7 chakras. Anyway, so we have the well, seeking truth, wisdom, insight, intuitive knowing, return to source, getting to know the bottom of things. Get to know you got to dive deep into the oh yeah, I said I was going to read this card and I didn't. Lord, I'll read it at the end. Where was I? Seeking truth, wisdom, insight. Okay. You have to get to the bottom of your emotions. It sucks. It's awful. I understand. Not everyone can swim. I get it. But you gotta go learn how to swim. Understand the art and flow of your emotions. What's triggering you? What causes your ego to pop out? What causes you to be like, I don't have to worry about this because I'm a god, and things like that. Why? What triggers you to be, I control everything? Is that a... Well, that just made me a little upset. There is a fly in my coffee now. Ain't that a bitch? Well, that is a symbol of abundance. Anyway. But yeah, what causes you to go, I'm a god? Is it when you feel accomplished, or is it when you feel like your inner child's attacked? And we have the clinging, fire, illumination, inspiration, devotion, and all-consuming passion, regeneration, spirituality, virtue, and enlightening. And when you start going deep, you start to see a lot of possibly these issues that's kind of causing this distorted, I don't say it's a distorted perception, but kind of illusions within yourself in a sense. And that's stemming from your solar plexus, possibly what's happening around you, possibly what you perceive is happening around you. So some solar plexus breathing as well could do the job. Possibly just releasing that, because it's possibly causing a burden for you. Because right here with access, you have stress, overload, exhaustion, obsessiveness, gluttony, burdens, worries, and the breaking point. So possibly what's causing all of this stress and overload, and what causes you to go in this instant mode of, I control this. That means you're causing these burdens. You're causing, if you're the god of your own reality, that also means you're causing your hardships. So how do you release these hardships as well? How are you going to balance this out? You're a god, right? Fix it. Don't ignore it. Ignoring it is not fixing it. How are you going to flow with it so that you can keep going, keep changing, and keep basically growing? Because this is not a race. And yes, I'm scratching here. Oh, well. What else? Oh, all right. And let's read this. All right, we got perception. Emerald stone. Emerald offers a regal ability to see things differently. In the chance of embracing transformation, there is an ability to attract wealth here if you have an open heart. Where are you? I just flipped past it. Are you serious? There we go. Emerald stone. The heart knows what the eyes cannot see. The legend. A young princess wanders into her untended garden. As she claws through the decaying undergrowth, she finds a brilliant emerald stone. The stone speaks and tells the princess to open a wooden door. She enters a dark corridor and the door slams shut. Afraid, she moves forward until her hand falls upon another door. It opens to reveal the same garden she left behind. Only now it is beautiful, filled with flowers, butterflies, and birds. It is magnificent and familiar. Inspiration. Often our journey brings us full circle, leaving us to wonder why things happen. Emerald stone teaches us to follow through on whatever is before us. Going back is not an option. What in my life needs tending? How good will I allow myself to feel? Key ideas: transformation in the heart, change in perception, the unknown, promise of a richer experience. Keywords: beauty, open-heartedness, appreciation. Meditation. Begin to imagine the emerald stone. When you see it, place it in your untended garden. Feel waves of emerald light filling you with courage. Emerald stone may have some thoughts to help you. Listen carefully. When you are ready, see what has changed. Let me read this one more time. The meditation, to be exact. Begin to imagine the emerald stone. When you see it, place it in your untended garden. Feel waves of emerald light filling you with courage. Emerald stone may have some thoughts to help you. Listen carefully. When you are ready, see what has changed. Alrighty, that is all I got for you, my lovely vigilant owls. I hope you have a good week. Into my element placements, your videos will be coming up next. Alrighty, enjoy the rest of your moon day. Peace.